Cigarette shaking up, I should say, the tobacco industry.
It's an electronic cigarette. It's called Safe Cig, and the maker says it's a safe alternative to the real thing. But there are some critics, too. John Cameron co-owns Safe Cig. He joins us now. And John, welcome. You say this product saved your life. That's what you think.
Certainly did. I was a pack-a-day smoker for 10 years. And my soon-to-be wife couldn't be happier than I'm using an electronic cigarette. But it's actually her fault. It's actually her responsibility. Like, I was a pack-a-day smoker, tried everything. Tried the patch, tried the gum, nothing worked. And she was the one that went out literally into a rainstorm and found electronic cigarettes, brought them home, said, try this. And I haven't smoked since.
How does it work?
It's vaporizing fluid in a small canister and a battery. So they come in two parts. And so the battery you can charge in your computer. And
that's crazy.
Once you put them together, it looks and feels just like a cigarette. But there's no ash, there's no tar, there's no carcinogenics, and that's the key. There's no cancer-causing agent inside. And there's a lot of misconception about that. So I think what you're looking at is something that unwrites the tragedy and travesty of smoking.
Can I see that? Can I hold it? So it's is it reusable?
It certainly is.
It's like a hard plastic.
What you do to reuse it is you keep the battery, and once you have a Safe Cig battery, you have it for life. You can turn it back to us, give it back to us. We'll give you a brand new one.
Which part is the battery? The filter-looking part?
This is the battery.
Oh, okay, the longer
this is the cartridge.
Okay.
And so we have exact data on what's inside that cartridge. We know exactly what's in it. We know there are no carcinogenics, and you can control the amount of nicotine. But I think the main point is that while you're smoking this, there's no smell to it. There's no ashes to get everywhere. You're not going to start a fire by smoking an electronic cigarette. So it's very important that people understand what it is, because I think it can save millions of lives.
Boy, it's pretty fascinating. Is there any smoke to it at all?
There is, sure.
Oh, and the end gets red. Look at that.
So it lights up on the, that's just a little, what, LED or something going off in there?
There's an electronic circuit board inside, and there's a lithium-ion battery. And that battery is the same technology that's used in cell phones today. So we measure everything that's going on inside so that it delivers the right amount of nicotine. It's a clinical amount every time. So you can control, for the first time, instead of burning an organic material, you can control what nicotine you're using.
Is the plan, can you go down in the amount of nicotine you get?
You certainly can. We don't do child flavors. We don't do any of the bubble gum flavors, any of those things. We want to stick with just the traditional and classic flavors of tobacco, and we have different levels. We have 6 levels of nicotine in them, from 24 to 18, 14, 11, 10. So you can control what you're getting. And then by the time you're ready to put down the cigarette, it's much easier than trying it any other way.
Are you smoking these now, or are you currently off them?
I can put down an electronic cigarette for a week at a time. And a pack-a-day smoker for 10 years, you can't, your cravings for a cigarette are dramatic. For these, I can walk away from it whenever I need to. But if I want to have a cigarette, I know this is a safer option.
The FDA is still very concerned about the product, though.
And they should be. There needs to be regulation. But we need some good science, and we need a commission to get together and figure out the best way to do this. But with 6 million lives a year on the line, this technology can't just be pushed to the wayside. It really has to be explored.
Now, is this out there for me to buy right now?
It certainly is.
And so far, there's no regulation on it.
There are, but it's a matter of where and how. So what needs to happen is the FDA didn't go after it being a drug delivery device, but now they're thinking of regulating it as a tobacco product. And the reality is that it's a nicotine delivery system. It's not a tobacco product. But this is going to take a conversation. And we've got to get past the idea that it's, just another cigarette. It's not. It really isn't. It really stops all of the ills of tobacco that you'll experience.
Is there anything else out there I can buy that is a nicotine product?
Well, sure. You could have patches or gum. I've tried them both.
Okay.
They just don't solve all of the problems that you have.
And those aren't regulated, though, are they?
They certainly are. But they are a nicotine delivery system, but you can get them over the counter. The same as you can an electronic cigarette.
I've seen these on the internet. Is that the only place you could buy them right now?
For now, yes. We're an internet distributed product. And we're doing all of the engineering and all of the science before we go onto all the store shelves. We want to make sure that everything is known about it. And, immediately